Welcome back to my channel. My name's Erica if you don't know me, and now you know. Today we're going to talk about BBL and my experience up until this point. So pretty much overall, I do not regret my decision to get a BBL. I would actually do it again. I had a great experience with my surgery center, with Mia Aesthetics, with Dr. Towle. I had a great experience healing. I felt like my healing process went according to what I've seen in other videos, even better in some cases. My massage therapist says that I'm healing really well, and we discussed like a lot of the reasonings why we feel like I've been healing really well, and I've come to the conclusion, and also she did too, that pretty much because I don't drink alcohol, I do have a high sodium. Yeah, I would say I have a high sodium diet. I always add salt into any of my foods. I still been eating out. I still consume like hot Cheetos, chips. So like I would say that I do have a higher sodium diet. But I do not drink alcohol, and alcohol is a huge inflammatory, and so it's gonna hinder your healing process. So if you're in around the weeks that I am, or whatever, if you're getting a BBL, just know, do not drink alcohol. I would just cut it out completely, because it's really doing nothing for you. There's just so many reasons behind it, but for the BBL purposes, you definitely just want to cut it out, because it's going to inflame you, and you want to heal. You're going to be swollen, and it's going to inflame your stomach. You're going to feel tender and swollen, and just a lot of things. Like, you might not get the retention in the skin. You might not get enough the skin healing back to the muscle. You might, any of those things, when you add alcohol into it, it's just not a good idea into the equation. You definitely need to be a lot more healthier in those aspects, and I feel like that's a huge reason why I've healed so quickly. I don't drink caffeine, and I don't have alcohol. Those are huge. I feel like caffeine is also an inflammatory drink, because, well, for me, whenever I would drink it, it caused me to like have like a major cramping bowel movement. TMI, I know, but that would be like inflammation, wouldn't it? Because what, something that's making you like pain and suffering. Like, I just had to stop doing it for other reasons, like for anxiety and stuff like that, and just I don't need it. Like, I have enough energy when I need it. I don't need it, or I'd rather just be tired. And but also, like, in other areas of my life, like with pain meds or with like medications, like I'd rather just feel the way that I feel than take like any kind of drug for it. I think it has a lot to do with my past experience with drugs, like when I used to party and stuff like that, but also that was like years ago. I'm 32. I stopped doing any dumb stuff when I was like 22, pretty much. It's been 10 years. But I was in a relationship that was very abusive to drugs, and I didn't do them, but he did. And so I think it triggers me, because I've seen it. I've seen over alcohol consumption to the point where it was traumatic and abusive. So I have like a little bit of like post-traumatic stress disorder around drugs and around alcohol and around, so I just cut it out. And then even caffeine, that was like a stimulant for me. I didn't like it. I didn't like how it altered my state, how it made me feel jittery, and like it just like didn't make me feel, it just like brought onset of like anxiety. So on top of that, my brother passed away from drugs. So he had an overdose, he had a poisoning of fentanyl. So I definitely think that 100% is part of the reason why I have a little bit of like, no, I don't want to do that. That was in 2019. So during the pandemic, like is when I stopped having caffeine, and that was the last, you know, it's been a couple years. But anyways, so like I think cutting out all of these things and for the long period of time that I have, it really has helped my body stay younger. I always get comments that like, you don't look 32, and it's like, yeah, I know I don't, because I don't have kids. I don't put extra stressors on my body. I don't consume things that I know are not good for me. Like there's nothing, like I have yet to find a good reason why alcohol is going to do anything for me. And actually I watched a video that um, talked about alcohol and cortisol levels, and you don't want your cortisol levels to be high when you're around your surgery. So basically when you drink alcohol, it lowers it in that moment, but then after the alcohol has left your body, your cortisol levels spike, and then now you want another drink to lower it again. So you're in this codependent stage of like taking away your stress with something that's gonna give you more stress. I feel like the same way about caffeine as well. I feel like caffeine kind of like, you have a headache, but it's because you're coming down off of caffeine. So you go and have another coffee, and now you're gonna, you know, you have to be on coffee to not have a headache. It's just kind of like, you know, and I definitely been there. I was a freaking avid coffee drinker. I remember working in San Francisco, and I would have like 3 cups of coffee throughout the day. But I mean, I was super busy. I would be constantly busy, like client every hour. So, but that was before my brother passed. That was before the pandemic. That was before a lot of things triggered self-awareness and things like that. So I think, and I was heavy. I was really heavy at that time, very inflamed, I would say. And I was consuming alcohol a little bit at that time as well. So I mean, I don't lie. I'll have a drink here and there, but nothing compared to like what, you know, the consistent every weekend thing. Like I'll have like 1 drink every, I want to say now, like once a year, like that crazy. Like it's got to be a good reason. It's got to be like random, like someone bought me a shot or somebody bought me a yummy drink and it's fruity drink, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think that those reasons are definitely what contributed to me healing really well. And I did gain, let's see, I went into my surgery at 214. A BBL surgery is not for losing weight, so you're getting your fat transferred to an area, so you're not losing weight. Like I think maybe, I didn't weigh myself right after surgery, so I'd be lying if I said any weight. So I went in at 214. Days later, I knew that I was gonna gain weight back because I was eating again because I had been fasting. So I knew I was gonna gain like 5 pounds, and that's pretty much what I did. I was like around 220 whenever like I weighed myself when I came back. Right now I am like 229. So I'm fasting to get down. I've just been loving my body and feeling confident and enjoying going out and food. It's just food, you know. And so I just need to cut back and find healthier options and start detoxing again. And no matter what, you can always you know, improve in any area of your life. And I may not be consuming alcohol, and I may not be consuming these other inflammatory things, but I definitely have areas where I can cut back, and it will make a big difference in my healing process, even more so. So, and I definitely feel a lot lighter and less inflamed and everything whenever I'm like about 10-15 pounds lighter than I am now, and when I fast. And so that's definitely where I'm at now. I'm in a little bit of a fast right now. I would say I'm almost nearing 24 hours of just drinking water. And yeah, so I'm gonna lean back into that. I I've been lagging on wearing my waist trainer, but it's probably because I gained a little bit of weight, and so it's a little bit uncomfortable, and I feel a little bit, and I just don't like that look of a super snatched waist and then feeling like bulky everywhere else. Like, so I'm just gonna focus on getting down these few pounds and then get back into wearing my waist trainer. I need to go down another size because I'm already down. The way the compression works on the snatch body is not very, it's really stretchy and very comfortable, and so I really could have gone down to, I got an XL, and that was in my stage 1. I got an XL, I went into that like a week after surgery, and it still had the sleeves. And then and then I went into the stage 2, and I figured because it was more aggressive that it said in the description I got an XL as well. I should have went down to a large because I would have been squeezing into it, but it would have been fine because it would have lasted me longer. But I'm not trying to go super extreme with having like a 24-inch waist. Like, that would be crazy for me at this point. I think I need to lose like 40 pounds before I even think that I can get to that, and I'm not trying to stress my body. I wanted an overall shape. I wanted an overall more confidence, and I definitely got that. Yeah. So another thing was my period. I did get my period. It was like a week and a half late, and it was from the surgery. So that's not going to be the case for everyone. Some people don't even have any period changes or anything like that, irregularities, but you could have, and it could be different than just a week. I've read that you could have up to months of no periods or irregular periods and things like that. So, and I don't know what my next period's gonna look like. So I don't know if it shifted and it's gonna stay that way, or if I'm gonna be late or whatever. So I keep an eye on that. And then yeah, it definitely lasts, like the hormones around my period of when I was supposed to get it lasted so much longer. Normally I have a 3-day period, and then so I'll have like a few days before where I'm kind of like crazy, and then a few days after where I'm just like also a little bit unstable. And so it went a little longer than that, and I felt so weird. It's the only way that I could describe it, as I just felt so weird because I felt like my body just needed to release it, and so that I could just stable out again. But it was just like my body was like going crazy with the hormones, and it wasn't able to after I got my first wood therapy session is that day I started. So I don't know how that triggered that, but that wasn't as bad as I thought. The wood therapy, she did some cupping, like the first massage I got from this person here in town. She did some cupping. So it's just like a suction cup, like a glass with like a plastic thing on the top. I showed a video of it. I can insert another one, but she did one when I came back for my first massage, and oh, it was so tender. I remember it was like right here, and she did a little one, and she did the cup on there, and it suctioned my skin, and I was like, what was that? She didn't tell me anything, and so I was just like, oh my god, that is so painful. And she would I want to say scrape, but she would slide it. It felt like scraping. And she would slide it down my skin to basically like, it's everything that you're doing is so that you don't get fibrosis, or you just built up scar tissue, seromas, just like you're just wanting to move all the liquid out. So that's what that was doing, was helping the liquid to drain down into the lymph nodes. So but it was very painful that time. But this time, 5 weeks in with the wood therapy, and the wood therapy was crazy. The wood therapy is crazy even without having a BBL. That thing, like is wild. It's not like you're the whole time you're like clenching your abdomen because you know they're just like going in. But it definitely makes a difference and it helps a lot with inflammation and getting all of the liquids out. But it like the cupping, she did it again at 5 weeks recently, and it wasn't as bad as all. It wasn't as bad at all because I wasn't as tender, and so it wasn't as bad. And but I was definitely sore afterwards. I was definitely like, ooh, it's tender. I would say I'm a little bit still even sore. Yeah, I'm not wearing my faja right now. I need to get. I was wearing it yesterday. I need to get back into wearing it again. You just get tired. You just get tired of it, but I need to get back into it. I signed up for the gym, Planet Fitness, in near my boyfriend's house, and so that once you know when I'm over there, I can work out and get back into the groove of things, get toned, and not only lose weight but get toned. I just really wanted access to a stairmaster and a treadmill, and then like some upper body equipment. Basically, that's kind of like what I'm thinking will be good to do. I'll probably do like 10-15 to start out with, 10-15 on the stairmaster, and then 10-15 on a treadmill at like an incline, and then like a few sets of upper body is kind of what I'm focusing on, because I don't feel like I mean I could do squats, but I'm just gonna focus on the stairmaster alone will tone your legs so quick, so I'm just gonna rely on that. It's fine. My my massage therapist said I don't have really bad like cellulite and things like that, like all over my body, but also just like on my abdomen, which is what she's focusing on. When I look at it, I see like a couple indents, like there's like a little dip like on my lower stomach, and then like right here, like near my rib up on the top, it feels like there's just like two little indents on both. But she says that I think it's because around it is kind of like harder areas that need to be worked on. So yeah, you know, it's a process. It's a definitely a journey, and your body's always changing and looking different, and sometimes it looks more snatched and sometimes it looks crazy, it looks swollen, but that could be what you're eating, what you're consuming. And but yeah, so she was telling me about the whole she had another client that is the same weeks as me, and she said I'm looking so much more I'm healing better than she is in the time wise, and because she's consuming alcohol, so it's like firsthand like reality of like what, you know, that alcohol really will mess up your results. I would say even if you are like okay to drink alcohol, like don't do it because it's not worth it. Like it's just an added thing. Like on top of whatever food you're eating, you're gonna have another inflammatory like liquid. Like no, just I don't know. Everybody's different, but it just doesn't seem worth it to me at all. It does nothing for me, and I don't want it. I don't want to mess up my results. What else? Okay, so I got the information about when you can get another surgeries after my BBL, because I wanted to get my arms done. So they said that I had to wait 3 months and then I can get my arms. But I'm gonna work. I want to work out before, just so that I'm even more toned and things like that. Cause spring's coming. It's like right around the corner. Like one more month, it's gonna be March, April, and then summer. So yeah, around March is whenever I could get my arms, and I think that's gonna be like $2,000, like around there. I still like. I just know that I'll feel better, like, cause I just don't want to be like top heavy. It's always been an issue even before my BBL. Like I always felt like I would just gain the weight in like a certain area. So yeah, that's exciting news because that's only like a month. I could, like in a month and a half, pretty much, I can get that done. And then, yeah, what else? Somebody was asking me about my height and my weight when I went into surgery. So my height, my weight, well, my height's not any different. I'm 5'6". I went in at 214 and my BMI was 34. So I was borderline. I wanted to lose more, but I didn't want to stress my body out too much with the time restraint that I kind of gave myself, like a very limited time to lose the weight. I had lost like 20 pounds in like 2 weeks. So I didn't want to go any further than that, and I needed something to eat because I was still taking like a little bit of medications like the arnica and vitamin C and folate and yeah, things like that. So I needed like something, and you know, you just feel like tired. You need to consume, well, you need to consume something. So anyways, yeah, that's about all I have to update on. I'll show my body a little bit and see if we can see those problem areas that I'm seeing. I don't know if anybody else can see them, but I'm definitely just getting off my period, so I'm a little swollen, bloated. Yeah, and I'll just show you what I'm looking like, and I'll be back shortly with another video, and I will see you soon. I don't know if you can see, kind of like from this angle, you can see like right here. Yeah, see like right there, and then like right there. So yeah, but she was saying that because whenever I have a picture where, well, when I first got out of surgery, my skin was really droopy. And my belly button looked like saggy right here, but she says that my skin is like attaching really well. But I mean, we're coming together. I'm happy because before, when I would wear leggings like this, I definitely would not have this. And this is flat now, so even though it'd be looking crazy, it's flat. And I'm happy with it. And that's all you can do. Perfection is an illusion, and we're making progress. And I'm gonna start hitting the gym. I'm gonna be one of those people that annoys everybody. She got her body done, and she's hitting the gym like as if she worked. You have to maintain it. Like, quit being a hater and shut your